Hey everybody, it's your old pal Steve Moore here, owner of RUNMOORE, this fabulous brick and mortar running shop located in Westminster, Maryland. We wanted to talk today about some of the fits on the new Hoka trail shoes out there. As an avid trail runner and as an avid Hoka fan, they kind of all fit differently, and it's one of the most frequently asked questions we have here at the shop is, what size should I wear in this shoe? How's it gonna fit my foot? So we thought we'd just take a moment, especially because there's some new models that are out from Hoka, and explain how they fit and feel, and maybe even the performance briefly on each model, and maybe help you make an informed decision. Before we get too far into it, these are just the models that we carry here at the shop. There's another model or two out there that Hoka make that we don't stock here at the shop, or maybe not available to retail shops like ours, so we're gonna obviously forego those. But as far as what we carry here in the shop, let's dive into how the fit and feel is of each of these models. Actually, before we get into that, why don't you do me a solid, and if you haven't already, like and subscribe to our channel. It's an easy, free way to support the shop, and it will really appreciate it from you. Anywho, so I'm holding the MAFATE because this is my favorite trail shoe, but it is not the narrowest of them. We're gonna first start with the Challenger ATR. This is sort of that hybrid road trail shoe. It's the all-terrain shoe. They make it in multiple versions, from a Gore-Tex to a high top. You know, this is that like entry-level shoe for a lot of people into trail, or a vacation shoe, or I might be going through an airport in a city and a trail and a hike, and you can do a little bit of everything in there. Great all-around shoe, but I would say of all the options that we carry in this category, it is the narrowest. You can kind of see it that way. The nice thing is it does come in different width options, so you do have that play, but if you're somebody who's sort of on the cusp between a standard and a wide, I find that this is one of those trail shoes that we order up frequently for people in wide because it just fits narrower, so keep that in consideration when you're out there. And again, because it's more of an all-around shoe, it doesn't have some of the performance characteristics on the trail that we're gonna get into. So, Challenger ATR. Up next, a little bit wider, the new SPEEDGOAT 6. This is, to me, like their most everyday trail shoe. It has a little bit better of an midsole, has a much more performance-y outsole with like a nice Vibram feel to it. It has a much lighter upper material to it, more breathable, more bouncy. This fits just a little bit more standard in my opinion. You know, as a guy who's an 11.5 pinch on the wide, I'm totally fine on the width of this shoe. Aesthetically, you look at it and it looks a little narrow, and they do make wide options for this, but for most people, this is one of those great shoes where like, if you wear an 11.5, you should feel confident and comfortable that this shoe is gonna fit you very well. And great workhorse shoe for somebody who's looking for like a serious trail shoe. From short to long runs, you can do a lot of things in this SPEEDGOAT. Great price point as well. SPEEDGOAT 6. Up next, the really new fun guy on the block, the TECTON 3, the TECTON X3. Double carbon plated, super performance midsole, awesome gator upper to this. Just a really, really fun, bouncy performance trail shoe that I kind of like too much to just use on performance days, so I've been doing a lot of just everyday trail runs in it because it's so freaking nice. It runs just a pinch wider, surprisingly, than the SPEEDGOAT, which to me is a very positive thing, because usually when you get into like performance-y shoes, they tend to run narrower. They're trying to shave weight, they're just trying to make it feel a little more form-fitting, but I really like the fact that this shoe almost fits perfectly wide for me, zero issues on width. Really, the fit on this is spectacular. Awesome new shoe. Expensive at $275, but it's so nice that if you wanted to use this for an everyday trail shoe, especially if you're somebody who's doing like longer stuff, not gonna do a lot better than the new TECTON X3. Moving up to my favorite Hoka trail shoe, the MAFATE Speed 4. One of the few shoes that didn't update this year that I was very excited about, just because I love it so much. I didn't want to see it change, just because I'm super happy with it. And it's rare that I get more than one pair of the same shoes, just because I'm always trying stuff, but I recently gave myself a third pair of MAFATE Speed 4s because I've run through my previous ones. It's just a big fan of it. Part of it is the width on this thing. It has a much more performance-y midsole to it with a ProFly Plus, stuff that we've seen on some of their faster trainers like the Mach 5, Mach 6, that kind of stuff. But it has a much more forgiving forefoot and width to it than some of the shoes that the midsole is characterized with. Vibram outsole, much bouncier. Interestingly, we have this fun thing with customers all the time where they might say like, I want a SPEEDGOAT, it's so nice and light, and then they put on the MAFATE, which may weigh more, but it performs much more fun and much more bouncy. So hate to say, if you're looking for like a really fun trail shoe, really check out the MAFATE Speed 4 for fit, feel, and performance. And then moving up to the tank, the STINTSON 7. This is really like a, you know, we talked about this as sort of being like that like road trail hybrid. This to me is almost like run hike hybrid. There's plenty of people that will just use this for really long hikes, maybe going through the Appalachian Trail, maybe just using it for an everyday shoe where they can go from road to trail and just have a lot of variety. This is like a stable trail option too for somebody who has like some pronation issues. This is more like a Hoka Gaviota mixed with a trail shoe. When I've been doing some like long, slow, some LSD runs on the trail, long, slow distance days, I love this shoe. I actually mentioned in one of my videos, I feel like Terminator 2, like crunching over stuff in this thing. You can run through anything in this shoe. Water, streams, creeks, all that crap. You're gonna feel great in this shoe. And the width on this thing is spectacular. You know, one of the things I love doing is that these were the same size. This is the exact same size shoe. And you can just see how much different the width is in these guys. So especially when I'm dealing with like angry feet and bunions and such, this is one of the first shoes I go to. And like a couple months ago, my feet were so angry, like I really had to limit shoes that I can put on. Never had an issue with the Stinson. So if you are somebody who's wide, if you are somebody who needs a lot of motion control, the Stinson is awesome. And I know it looks very heavy, and it is heavier than all the other trail shoes we just talked about, but it still performs well out on the trail. And you might not be able to like speed through your runs, but you can perform great and agile and all the things that you want in a trail shoe, even with a big beefy package like this. So don't be steered away from the size of this shoe, because you might find that the fit is so worthwhile compared to some of the other stuff out there. So there you have it, a quick rundown of the Hoka trail options out there that are new in 2024 and how they all fit. If you have some concerns, or maybe you don't agree with our lineup, leave it down in the comments down below. I'd love to kind of hear your rankings on how these shoes fit width-wise. And if you're in the greater Westminster, Maryland area, stop on by and say hello. There's an excellent chance that you'll find me here. And if you wanted to purchase any of these fine products, please do. We'll have a link to our online store down below. And if you enter promo code RUNMOORE, just RUNMOORE, you'll save 10% on any of these models, and we'll ship it out for free. There you have it. Happy running, and hopefully we'll see you around town.